Angeli,
Terry.
let me ask you a question. What specifically are the things in your life that make you the happiest? For me, when I think about that, I think about communications when it's working. I think about relationships when they're working.
I think you just answered your question.
And I also think about moments of transcendence where I can find them. But I ask you, so let me have your answer.
I think there are many things that bring my happiness to me. One of them, in no particular order, is relationships. So that makes people a big part of what drives happiness for me. And the other one is also the knowledge of God and transcendence and, its eminence, and somehow feeling connected to that and feeling that I'm part of it.
What do you do to maintain either those relationships or that connection with the transcendent?
So every time I pray, I feel part of that connection. Because it's one thing...
You try to be present during
I try to be present. Thank you for the term. I try to be present because it's one thing to know what makes you happy, but it's another thing to practice it.
Absolutely.
And so every time I pray, and it doesn't happen every single time, and that's okay, but every time I pray, I remind myself of this opportunity of the appointment with God, this invitation to be present alone before God, which helps me and brings me happiness.
Well, I think there's a lot to what you said about there being a difference between knowing something and practicing something. And here we are talking about what makes us happy. And I'll suggest it to everyone, that it would be a good idea to make a list. And by that I mean actually get out your keyboard or a notepad, a pen, and write down the things that make you happy. Maybe in order. Maybe you can come up with an order of things that make you happy. But wherever you end up with on this list, the next thing to do is ask the question, am I including this in my life? Am I making time to do this? Am I making sure that there is space and time and attention in my life for me to enjoy these things that I've just said give me the most joy? I think that's a very important exercise that all of us can do.
Right, absolutely. And I think there's a difference in knowing or assuming that you know what makes you happy and actually what makes you happy.
And as you say, practice
is the difference.
What will help you ferret out that difference.
Right.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.